Good morning, beautiful, and welcome to a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus. We're going to be spending about the next 45 minutes together or so, working on some beauty on the outside and some beauty on the inside. Our foundation verse for this podcast is Psalm 119, verse 11. I have hidden your word in my heart that I might not sin against you. All right. It has been an interesting week this week. I hope your week has gone well. I look forward to this next week, maybe going a little bit smoother. So this last week, we were working on Psalm 34, verse 10. And I realized I just deleted it from our screen. So let's actually look ahead at what we're going to be working on this week. So this week, we're going to kind of do a review of what we've worked on so far. And remember, we were kind of basing this upon the Psalm 34, or the song Psalm 34 from the Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir. So if you haven't had a chance to watch that yet, go and do that. It's just a beautiful rendition of this particular section of scripture. And I think you'll really enjoy it. It is lovely. So we're going to kind of talk through that whole section of verses right now. And that'll be what we're working on this week, to kind of summarize, put all of it together and work on it in one kind of hunk of scripture. So it'll be a little bit big. All right. And I think the words are good. I think you'll be able to rate that. So let's see. We're going to go all the way down to never be ashamed. Okay. So let's start out together. I had to break it up because it would not fit on the screen at one time. Okay. So, oh, magnify the Lord with me and let us exalt his name together. I sought the Lord and he answered me and delivered me from all my fears. Those who look to him are radiant and their faces will never be ashamed. Let's go to the next part. This poor man cried and the Lord heard him and saved him out of all his troubles. The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him and delivers them. Now, do I need to go over? Yes. Okay, so then our next section is going to be, oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man who takes refuge in him. Oh, fear the Lord, all ye saints. Those who fear him have no lack. And so we're going to be putting together that whole section of Psalm 34 together. So that's actually going to be verses 3 to 9. And then if you have not already gone and listened to that, Brooklyn, I'll put a couple links up for it up this week. But if you have not gone yet and listened to that, please go and do that. Because number one, I think it will help you to hide the word in your heart. And number two, it's just amazing. So let me get this very long verse scrolling across the bottom of your screen. There we go. So it'll take you a minute to get that through. And the answer is no. We're not going to be using that whole verse as our timer for our eyelash curling today. I fear they might just curl right back into our eyelids, but we'll use a section of it. Okay, and I can hear some of you dinging already on me, so let me get that check go. Good morning. It is great to have y'all here with me. Now remember, while we are live, you can ask a question online. I will do my best to get that question asked and answered while we are live. If I happen to miss it for any reason, then I will answer it on social media later on today or this week. So at any point you have any questions about a product I used or a technique or a brush or whatever, don't hesitate to forget to ask. Also, I'd love to see what you did with this look. Now, speaking of this look, our look today is going to be Juvia's Place, the Zulu palette. And we're going to do a sparkle cut crease. Because, any old cut crease won't do. We have to make it sparkle. So that's what we're going to be working on today. So you can do this a couple of different ways. Today we're using the Zulu palette. If you are a little more conservative, you could most certainly kind of reel it back and maybe use the chocolates palette and bring it down to more neutrals. Continue to use the 6 colors. If you're even more conservative than that, you could still use a neutral palette, like maybe the neutrals, or is it the naturals? Anyways, love Juvia's Place. Oh, you could also use the new Urban Decay palette too. Ooh, that'd be awesome. Anyways, you could use 3 colors. Just replicate the 3 colors from the top to the 3 colors on the bottom. Same. use your highlighter as the inner quarter if you're going to do it that way. But we're going to be playing with the Zulus. So we'll get to that in just a little bit. So let us get going. We are going to get our face ready for all this glorious activity with our Urban Decay. This is the all-nighter. I think I just held that upside down. All-nighter primer. And one pump is going to do ya. We're just going to work that between our fingertips. Get that all over your face. This is going to get your face ready for that makeup application. It is going to help everything to wear better, smooths out fine lines and wrinkles, minimizes pores. I don't know if it actually has any oil control properties, but I have combo oily skin and I feel like it does. So you do you, but I almost said you do you, boo. Is that a thing anymore? Not true. Anyways, so we got that all-nighter on there, and now we're going to move to our, and now we're going to move to our concealing with our Bye Bye Under Eye from It Cosmetics. I am the shade 11 Light Nude. They do have a very diverse shade selection of this particular product. So if you need help with that to make sure your shade is perfect, come in and see us at our store in Midlothian, and we will help you out. Now, a little bit of this is going to go a long way. This works better when you let it warm up to your body temperature just a smidge. So we're going to kind of put it there on a big scale. Just hit the big spots. We're going to use it up on the eyelid as a primer, but we're also going to be using another eye primer during that cut crease. So hang on for that one. All right. So we're going to let that sit there for just a moment. And I am going to be using the, this is an It Cosmetics brush for Ulta Airbrush Blurring Foundation number 101. So just a nice sort of flat, dense foundation brush. And I'll use this to blend out the concealer and then also to put the foundation on here in just a minute. So now that we warmed up, we're just going to blend that out. Get that concealer over the whole lid. And I'm going to blend it out onto the top of my cheeks to help reduce some of that redness I have. Making sure we smooth it out there in the corner. Blending it out onto the cheek. So you can see by doing that, we've just kind of evened the playing field so that the foundation can do its job more effectively. And I am going to be continuing to use the Bobbi Brown Skin Long Wear Weightless Foundation. My shade is Cool Ivory, and I just have it in a little dram here. This one does require that you mix it up before you use it, so I'm just going to kind of give this a little bit of shake. And let's see, while you're in a dram. Now, we can, if you want to see how this foundation performs for you, come in, we'll do a shade match, and then we'll give you a little dram of this as well, so that way you can test it out at home if you want to. If you just want to jump on in, because we do have a 60-day return policy, do that too. All right, so I've just tapped a little bit on the end there. We're going to tap that out and then blend it. This is a nice full coverage foundation. Very lightweight though. I have been super pleased with this. I just need one more little tap. I feel like it does a really good job of covering. Like I said, it is super lightweight. It blends up nice into that Bye Bye Under Eye. Wears well. I feel like I have less because I wear glasses. I have less eyeglass ditches. And that is always a good thing. So if you struggle with those eyeglass ditches too, give this one a try. You may like that. Okay. Just making sure we got everything blended out all nice and pretty. All right. We're going to cap that so that I don't spill any of that on my desktop. That would be super nice. All right. I do have the fluffy brush. Anything falls where you don't want it to be, you got that brush handy to make that go away. All right, we're using the Laura Mercier. This is the Translucent Loose Setting Powder Ultra Blur. And so we're going to be using also our Beauty Blender Powder Puff. Love the pointy. We're going to start with the pointy. And that is going to go around that eye area. And we're going to set that primer, concealer. Oh my gosh, I'm losing my words. Concealer on our eyelid there, and then work that around your under eye area. There we go. Just set that nicely. You can leave a little excess under your eyes if you want to, because we might need that in just a minute as we work through that shadow. Now we're going to switch to the wider end of that and set the rest of our face. Remember, you're just kind of pressing that in. Working just gently above the skin. We're not trying to rough it up or anything. We're just gently putting that powder on there. Yes, you can do this with a brush if you want. I just feel like the brush kind of fluffs everything everywhere, and then you end up with expensive dust. So I prefer to have more of the product on my face and less in the air landing on my furniture. But you do whatever works for you. There is no wrong answers here. Okay. Once you have got that all set, here, let's just go ahead and leave a little extra there. There we go. We'll get that off later. So now that we have got our foundation set, we are going to work on some contouring. I am going to start out with the Hoola bronzer. And this is just a beautiful, slightly warm bronzing shade. You can tell I like it. I am using a foundation brush from It Cosmetics. I have no idea what number this is, but it's the dual-ended one. This end we're going to use for the bronzer. This end we're going to use for the highlighter. So we're going to start out with the flat side of this. Just give it a couple of swipes. We're going to go from the ear to the nose in sort of a curved. We're trying to stay just above the hollow of your cheek, and then up the side of that temple there. Same thing on the other side. Still using that flat side. We're going to work right along that hairline there. And now we're going to switch to the short side. So this little short side. We're going to go from the ear to about right here, just past the corner of your mouth, with a neutral face, just right under that jawline. We're just going to accentuate that a little bit, give us more of a natural line than we actually possess. Still using the side, give it like one little swipe, and we're going to chisel out that nose a little bit. Get that the way that you want it. And then we're going to switch to the highlighter. This is the Juvia's Place. This is the Volume 3. And it is just kind of a nice champagne sort of color. Using this end of the brush, going to give it a couple of taps, work on the top of that bone there, and then right beside the eye socket. Just going to hit the high points of that cheek there. And then down the center. Making sure you hit that cupid's bow. All right. And now we're going to switch to a brush blush. Blush brush. This is a MAC. I think it's a 113. Anyways, we're going to be using the Juvia's Place. This is the Volume 4. And today we're going to be living in this lighter one here. We're going to have a lot of colors going on our lid, and we just don't really need to put a whole lot more on our face. So we're going to get just a couple of swipes on that brush. We're going to go between the highlighter and the bronzer, and then between the highlighter and the bronzer up the temple, and just blend those in. And then a couple swipes right over there to add a little continuity with color. And whatever is left on your brush, hit the tip of your nose and your chin. All right, that just gives us a little something something on the cheek there because our main focus is going to be our eyes today. All right, so we are now going to we're going to say our verse together. So I know it's scrolling across the bottom of your screen right now, and I feel like we need to wait till it rolls around and we're also going to have to say it a little bit slower today because that is a little bit longer of a verse than we're usually dealing with. I wonder if it might just be easier to start to see the angel of the Lord. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost there. Okay, so, taste and see. Okay, now we're seriously almost there. It's a very last section. We got one more verse, and then we'll be right around to it. Okay, so are you ready? It's going to start with, magnify the Lord. So let's see when we see that scripture reference, and we'll start then. Okay, there it goes. You ready? Here we go. Oh, magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. I sought the Lord, and he answered me and delivered me from all my fears. Those who look to him are radiant. Their faces will never be ashamed. This poor man cried, and the Lord heard him and saved him out of all his troubles. The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him and delivers them. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man whose trust takes Blessed is the man who takes refuge in him. Oh, fear the Lord, all you saints, for those who fear him have no lack. Psalm 34, 3-9. And I think I got ahead of the scripture reference there. So you'll be nailing it by the end of the week. So let's come back down to what we got going on here. We are going to jump to our lips now. Now, today we're going to we're going to pull the lips back just a little bit. And so we're going to be using the NYX Suede and Amethyst, and that's our liner. And then we're going to be using the MAC. This is the Matte Lipstick Smoked Purple. All right, so we're going to take that amethyst, and it looks like I need to sharpen that just a smidge so we get a nice point on that so we can be lined exactly where we need it. Okay, we're going to start in that Cupid's bow. There we go. Get you that nice V going there, and then we're going to go from that corner and round it all the way out. There we go. And then we're going to start in the middle and the bottom. And swing that around to that outside edge. Now we're going to use just a little bit lighter pressure and line just to the inside of what we just did. All right. Now that we are all lined, we're going to take our Smoked Purple MAC lipstick, and we are going to lipstick our lips, color our lips. Anyways, do this. Okay, so question: how do you keep your lips healthy and not chapped or flaky? So definitely something that I would two things I would recommend. First thing is make sure that you're using a nighttime lip treatment. I like the one from Burt's Bees. I also like the one from Tree Hut. Then the second thing is, like in the morning when you're getting ready and you're washing your face, exfoliate your lips. So there's a nice exfoliate. Actually, Burt's Bees has a nice exfoliator as well. Tree Hut has an exfoliator. There's a nice one in Buxom. That one's kind of in a stick form, so that one's a little bit easier to use. I think it uses some kind of seed for exfoliating. Anyways, any of those choices. So those two things I would say. An overnight lip treatment, which is going to be a little bit more intensive, and then make sure that you're exfoliating your lips. And then in the daytime, have something on them. So I guess that's really three things. So We're going to overnight treatment. We're going to exfoliate, and we're going to have something on our lips at all times. And it needs to be a quality something. So that is definitely what I would recommend for keeping your lips healthy. And I cannot go to bed at night without Burt's Bees on my lips. It's just a thing. So try those things and see where that takes you. It may take you a week for your lips to fully catch the rhythm of what you're doing, but hang with it and just keep doing it. And I assure you that that will definitely help you out. All right, so we are to our lips now. We're going to work out that center beat first, and then we're going to work out and then the bottom. So for today, I don't actually want any of my lip liner showing, so I'm lip sticking over all of the liner. This is not like an ombre thing. We're just using it to get a nice clean outside edge line. Also, it helps your lipstick to wear better when you use liner. All right. Love that. Now, we may add a topper on our lips in just a minute. It depends on how we're feeling after we get the eyes done. We'll see what happens. You know, you just never know. Okay, so we already have our concealer on our lid, so we're not going to add an extra primer yet. So, like I said, we're going to be playing in the Zulu palette. So here's where we're going to be living today. We're going to start out with a little bit of the purple. And then we're going to use a little bit of the pink, and then we'll use, I think it was orange. Then we'll use the orange, and that's going to be on the upper part, really on the eye socket bone. And then down on the lower lid, we're going to be using this pink, this green, and this kind of aqua color. These are a little bit shimmery, so we're going to keep those all down on the lower lid. And then on the inside corner, we're going to be using this yellow here. So we're going to use a couple of different brushes. We're just going to wipe off a couple of them. And then we're come in with the Juvia's Place. This is the Eye Prep Eye Primer, shade 1. And we'll use that to get our cut crease. And then we are going to finish that out with an amazingly sparkly Juvia's Place. I believe this was part of the Afro Galactic line. This is called Metaverse. And we'll use that for the line on our cut crease. So let's start out with kind of a medium fluffy brush. This is a Morphe 433. And we're going to start out with, actually, I'm going to change it just a little bit. We're going to start out with that purple, and we want that on the outside. So I'm actually going to switch us up to this one here, which is a little bit smaller. This is the Morphe 456. So we're going to use that in the purple, and we're going to start out on the outside edge here, right on that socket right there. And we're going to bring that out. So we want kind of a nice pointy thing going on. And we're going to bring that to right about there. So we're going to get kind of a V thing going on here. Now, for those of you who have hooded eyes like I do, let me give you a little bit of a tip here. So as you're looking straight ahead with a hooded eye, you want to make sure that that purple you're doing is up above the fold of your lid. So straight ahead, you want to be able to see that purple up above where your fold is. Otherwise, you're going to lose. You're going to do all this work, and then you're not really going to be able to see it. So what that means for us is we're going to have less real estate up here. Doesn't really matter. Totally fine. But we want to be able to see all this that we're working on. So we're going to get a little bit of a point going out here. And then we're just going to give a little bit of kind of a, I guess, more of a U than a V. I know it looks a little crazy right now, but that's okay. Hang on, hang on. Okay, so now we got that. Love the shape. Now we're going to duplicate it on the other side. And the point is to actually try to get the same thing. Okay, so let's start here. And it is better to have to keep going back to that shadow pot than to have so much loaded up on your brush that you're dripping it all over your face. So more times you dip into that pot, the better. Or palette or whatever it is that you're working with. Okay. It looks like this one goes up just a little bit more. So let's get this up just a little bit more. I can clean it up later. Okay. Make a mess. You can fix it later. We're going to be blending and adding colors, and there will be plenty of opportunity to fix anything that may be not quite right. Okay. Love that purple. Oh my gosh, is that not so beautiful? It is definitely a purple though, huh? Okay. Now we're going to use that, just use that same brush that you got. Just wipe it off a little bit on that tissue. You know, if you're like me and you have a tissue on your lap at all times. Now we're going to be stepping into this color right here. And that's kind of a pinkishy ready sort of a color. So just get that on the tip of your brush, and we're going to work that right here in the middle. So just continue that color that you've got. And we're just going to blend that over that purple right there. And if you feel like you've got too much eyeshadow, you can always soften it up at the end. So better to add it where you want it right now and have to like soften it just a little bit than to not add enough and have to keep going back and back and back. That's just my opinion. Okay. And now we are actually going to switch brushes because we do not want this nice yellow that we're getting ready to dip into, or orange, I'm sorry. We don't want that to be muddied up by that pink and that purple we just used. So I'm going to switch to this one here. This is a Morphe. This is number 506. And now we're going to step into this orange color right here. You're just going to get that on pretty much just the tip of that brush. And we're just going to go right here with it. There you go. Let me get a little more of that pink. Nice. Okay, so now that we've got that top part kind of set, make sure as you're looking forward, you can see that. We are going to take a bigger fluffy brush, this one right here. This is the Morphe 441. And I'm going to kind of tap in the orange and tap in the pink. So I got a little bit of both of them on there. And let's just blend out this top line just a little bit. We want it just a little bit softer than what we got going on here. There you go. That just softens it and brings it down just ever so slightly. Now, remember I told you that we were going to be using our Juvia's Place Eye Prep Eye Prime Eye Primer. I haven't used this in a minute, so I'm going to give it a little bit of a shake, and we're going to use that so we can get that nice cut crease in there. So I am going to be using this brush here. This is a Morphe 224. And we're just going to get a little bit of the, I'm actually going to put that primer on the back of my hand here. That was way too much eye primer, but that's okay. We'll be fine. Okay, so I've got the eye primer, and I'm just going to take the top edge of this brush and just get a little bit, and we're going to work that right in here. And we want a nice, clean crease there. Now you will be using that liner on it, so you don't need to worry about it if it's not, you know, quite as clean as you want. There you go. Just about like that. And I'm just going to kind of leave it with that sort of V shape there as we work on the colors that we're going to put in there. Okay. And this is really going to help those, that green and that blue to pop right against these colors. We're going to bring that up here. I want it just a little bit past the center of my eye there on that bottom. And I feel like this brush just does a nice job of giving you a clean edge. Like I said, we're going to be using, in just a second, a liner on there. So we can kind of fix anything. If your line's not 100%, you can fix that with that liner we're going to put on here. Okay, we want them going up about the same height. We want them going about the same width over. Kind of fading out the same. Oh, right. Now, if you have any primer on the back of your hand, like I do, like I said, I squirted out a whole bunch. Just take that tissue you've got in your lap and get that wiped off of there before you end up with it all over something. Okay, so now we are going to, let's see, I'm going to use, I don't know if I can find it. Yeah, let's just use this one. This is, I don't know, it's a MAC brush number something. It's just a smaller all over shadow brush, and we're going to use that. The first one that we're going to go into is we're going to start with the lighter inside, and then we're going to work with the green on the middle, and then we're going to work with that teal aqua-y sort of color on the outside. So one side of the brush, I'm going to grab that first pinky color and get that on the inside edge there. It does not seem to be, there we go, try that again. Something wonky is happening. Let's try, okay, that, how about if we do with this on it? Okay, so I had to mix a little, for whatever reason, it's getting a little kind of muddy looking. So I had to mix a little bit of the yellow with that pinky color. We definitely want the shininess of it. So just use that yellow to kind of change that color a little. There we go. But then come back with that shiny color, and then you get the best of both. We're going to work that just about that far. Use that same brush, which is just kind of a nice flat, I'm not sure, maybe it's a detail brush. I don't know. It's something like this. Okay, now we're going to go into the green. And again, I'm getting shadow on just one side of that brush, and we're going to overlap that right in the middle there. Going right up to where that cut crease line is. And you're just going to work it over that yellow just a little bit so that they blend. And we're going all the way up. There you go. Now wipe that off. And we're going to switch and go to that aqua color. And that's going to be our outside edge right here. And you're just going to blend that out into that purple a little bit. And we'll come back with that purple to kind of clean up that outside edge. Okay, I'm going to take my brush there. Let's get that all nice and cleaned up. Got a little bit of eye watering going on there. Wow, that is so colorful and looks so beautiful already. Let's go back to that first brush that we were using where we had the purple. We're going to dip it in the purple and we're going to clean up this edge here. Just blend those together there. Okay, now we are going to add a glitter liner right there at that cut crease line. But for right now, what we're going to do is finish the rest of the eye, like the underneath the eye. So let's go ahead and get a smudger. We're going to look for a skinny one. You want one kind of like this. This is a Morphe M508. So we just need a little something something. And we are going to start out in that purple color that we were working with. And we're going to continue that color from there and work under the eye here. And we're just dragging that as an eyeliner. Go ahead and wipe that off a little bit. And let's do, I think maybe that blue. Let's grab the blue. And go right there. And you know, just because we can, let's put that green right there in the middle. Okay. Now I'm going to take that smaller brush that we had and that pinky color that we had right here in the upper middle. I'm just going to blend all that out a little bit. Okay. Got a little eye watering. There we go. We're going to take our black. Oh, you know what? I did not grab that. Well, let's grab our liquid liner. In our liquid liner, we're going to line the whole edge with just a nice thin line. And then we're going to come up just a little bit. And let's fill in that wing right there. Just giving it a little bit of one there. Lining that top. And then we're going to follow that and give us a little bit of a wing. And just filling that out. And I did not say, but this is the Too Faced. This is the Better Than Sex liquid eyeliner. And that's what I'm using here. I'm going to bring the corner up just a smidge. There we go. And then I think you definitely need a black liner on that waterline. So let me roll over here and grab one for us, because I think that is definitely going to kind of finish off the look here. Okay, and I have grabbed a Perversion. This is an Urban Decay 24/7. This is the 24/7. Yes, I know. Where'd she go? There she is. Okay, so we're going to use this one on the waterline. So right here. This is made to be on the waterline. So you can see how that just really defines out that bottom eye. All right. Now, I did mention that we were going to be using the Juvia's Place. This is the, Metaverse from Afro Galactic. So this is just a really nice, sparkly liquid liner. It is a little bit wide, so I'm going to wipe off one side of it, so I just have product on the one side. And we are going to follow it, following around the curve of that. To the outside edge. You could really use any kind of a glitter liner if you'd like. You can see how that just really finishes off that look there. And we're going to go to, let me wipe that off. We're going to go do the same thing on the other side. Urban Decay makes some nice glitter liners as well. You could use one of those if you'd like to. Oh man, I am just digging that today. Okay, so now before we step away from this, we do need to add the color on the inner corner. So I am going to grab just a small, right here, like a detail brush. This is an IT brush. This is the Luxe Velvet from IT Cosmetics, and number 326. Just a very tiny detail brush. And we're going to be using this yellow one right here. And we have used the yellow a couple of other spaces as kind of a mix-in color, but we're going to just be using that. I'm just going to put color on one side of the brush, and we're going to go right in here in the inside corner. And just meet that to the lower shadows that you had on there. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. This came out so nice. Okay, take that fluffy brush and dust off anything that isn't where you want it to be. I got more eyeliner going on, so I'm going to do that. Now we are to our brows. Woo woo! Can you believe we actually got our eyes finished? So I am going to be using, this is the NYX Jumbo Multi-Use Stick in the shade, I think it's Blueberry Muffin. And then I'm going to be using the angled brow brush in Spoolie from, I think it's Real Techniques. So whatever brow product you're using, you'll do that here. If you do not love your brows, the shape of them, don't know how to shape them, need a little waxing help, got too much hair going on up in there, come and see my girl Olivia. She will give you a shape. She can wax, she can tint, she can thread, she can what's that called? It's where they perm them. Anyways, she can take care of your brows all over the place. All different kinds of brow products. She can walk you through how to use them, help you to find the right brow product for the look that you are looking for. So anyways, just come and see Olivia. So today I'm using this one, and I'm using this brow brush. And we're just going to shape that brow. When you have fashion colored hair, which mine is fading so much, afternoon project is to bleach and color my hair. And then we're going to do that same thing on the other side. This is a softer product than their eyeshadow sticks, so you have to be a little careful with this one if you're going to use this one. I feel for the brow, it works better with a brush rather than applying it straight for a couple reasons. One reason is it's a bigger, chunkier one, but I just feel like it helps with that. Okay, it helps you to have more control and put it exactly where you want it. So take a step back, make sure your brows are even, exactly the way that you want them. Use a brow setter if you'd like. I don't have enough hair for brow setters. So here is something that I mentioned. Well, actually, let's get our lashes on first, and then we'll do all that. Okay, so now we're going to be putting our mascara on. I am going to be using the Great Grip Onyx something from Tweezer Man to curl our lashes. And then I'll be using the Bad Gal Bang mascara. Add a little bit of color to the lashes before we put on our false lashes. And today I'm going to be using the Nubia lash in the Zaria, because you know how much I love them. And then we'll be using the Allure. This is the 18-hour lash glue. That I just feel like it holds well, does well. And then we'll be using the velour tools as well. So grabbing that, oh my gosh, this shadow is so beautiful. Okay, so we're going to use this right here. And we're going to find our sweet spot. So you want to crimp in your lashes, but you don't want to pinch in your eyelid at all. So if you feel any pinching, release, pull it out just a little bit, try it again. So here, press down. Okay, and we were going to say a little bit of our verse, but yet not all of it. So, oh, magnify the Lord with me. Let us exalt his name together. Oh, maybe we should do the verse on the bottom. This poor man cried, and the Lord heard him and delivered him from all his fears. Okay, we're just going to run with whatever's on the bottom of the screen. Go to the other side, find your sweet spot. Okay, and oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man who takes refuge in him. Okay, I think that gets us. Okay, so on with the Bad Gal Bang. And like I said, we're just doing one coat because we just need our lashes to be black so that they blend in with the false lashes that we're going to be putting on. So we don't actually need like any volume or anything from this. We just need the color. Now, if you already have wonderful black lashes, stop bragging. But you can probably skip this step. Mine are kind of clear and you can't really see them. So when you put false lashes on, what happens is my lashes look like white on top of it and it looks a little funky. Okay. Yes, and over here you can see that my eye started watering before the liner set. So we're just going to get rid of that there. There we go. It happens. It happens. Okay. So now we need some mascara on the bottom lashes. Because those aren't getting false lashes, we do actually need some decent coverage on this. So make sure you take some time with those bottom lashes. And things I think I hear our music stopped. What is happening? That's a little weird. Okay. All right. And then other side. Yeah, I mean, this is just such a look. There's no way you could do this without wearing false lashes because it's just too much. Okay. All right, so now we're going to add those dubious place lashes now that we got a little bit of lash on ours. So we are going to take our velour tool. We're going to grab those lashes from the outside edge and just pull those off that tray there. If these are a new lash for you, as in you have not worn them before, you are definitely going to want to make sure that you are trimming from the outside edge of these lashes. We want to make sure that that inside smaller edge, because these are flared, or even if they're not flared, you just want the outside edge to be where you are trimming from. So go ahead and do that. We're going to grab the other lash. And we're just going to make sure, if you have wore these before, that you remove any residue, which is what I'm doing as we're talking. You are going to remove any residue from the glue that you had before, because let me tell you, you may not think any of the color from your last eyeshadow is on there and stuck in the adhesive, but I assure you that it is. So we want to make sure that we get that last eye look adhesive off of there. Unless it is that you wear the exact same color every single time, in which case, number one, but number two, that that it doesn't, you don't have like green on top of your new brown eyeshadow look or something like that. Okay, so we're gonna grab the lash right in the middle, and we are going. I think I saw it. There we go. We're gonna take our lash adhesive. So love the paddle on this. We're gonna go right on the upper edge of that. And then we're going to go on the back side on the band. And we're just going to make sure that we get nice coverage, paying special attention to the outside edges, because those are the ones that are most likely to lift on you. And same thing on the other one. Whoop, little carried away there. Back side of that band. And then paying attention to those inside corners. There we go. I can't speak today. Okay. And a little bit of lipstick there. There we go. Okay, so that first lash that we did, here's what you're looking for. The glue's a little thicker, so it's going to take us just a second. You are waiting until the glue gets a little bit dull. So when you first put it on, it's going to be very shiny, and it'll definitely be that white color. I use a clear because most of the blacks have latex in them, and my eyes do not appreciate latex. So most of the clears do, yet not all, but most of the clears do not have latex in them, so that's just better for me personally. But so back to the clear. So when you first put it in, it's kind of a white color. As it begins to set, it starts to lose its whiteness and just sort of dulls and isn't quite as shiny. So fan it out if you need to until it is about, you'll see a little bit of clearness starting to happen. And then we're going to set that right there on the middle where your lash meets your lid. And then we're going to grab the inside. And then we're going to get the outside. And we're going to get them as close as possible. We're going to use the tip of that tool to work our lashes into the lash. We're going to make sure that everything is touching where it should be so that we get the best all day long adhesion that we can. See how much of a difference that lash makes? Such a tremendous difference. So now we're going to grab the center of that one on the other side, fan it a little bit if you need it, set that down in the middle. Go to the inside. Well, it doesn't really matter inside, outside. Just get it all done. Set that down here. Working your lashes in. Oh, that's fun. There we go. Okay, I am going to take my little smudger, this one here, and I'm just going to fix a little bit of this over here. There we go. Now, I mentioned that now that we've got, oh, I see you got a little lifting here. Let's get that fixed right there. I want you there. Sometimes if your adhesive is a little wet still, when you put it down, you'll get a little bit of lifting on the up front, but just keep doing it and it'll eventually stick. There you go. Okay, nice. Those lashes also help to tone down just a little bit that eyeshadow look that we have going on, because it is, oh my gosh, it is so beautiful. Okay, so what we're going to do to our lips, I feel like this is kind of throttled down a lot. So we're going to take, oh, should I? Shouldn't I? No, we're not. We're going to leave it as it is because I feel like if I put anything else on there, I'm going to kind of mess it up. So one last dusting. I did have that little bit of thing that happened over here, and so I mucked with it just a little. So let me just get the with the highlighter again, and then we'll just use the blush brush and get that a little bit again. There we go. Just touching that up. And now that we have got our look mostly finished for today, what do we need to do? We need to set that. Okay, so we've got the Juvia's Place. This is the Ready, Set, Sealed. We're going to give that a little bit of a shake here and then seal that look. Man, I love the smell of that. I know I say that like every time, but it's just a lovely scent. You'll have to get it and smell it and see what I'm talking about. Okay. So, thanks so much for hanging out with me today. It has been a delight to spend some time with you. I look forward to seeing you throughout the week on social media. Please post the look that you have done, the colors that you have selected. I cannot wait to see how it turned out for you. So on social media, see me online on my website, a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus.com, or better yet, come see me at my store in Midlothian, Texas. All right. So we are going to switch gears over here and let's review our verse that we have been working on, that we're going to be continuing working on throughout this week. Let me get back up here. And there we go. Okay. So here we go. There. Okay. Oh, magnify the Lord with me and let us exalt his name together. I sought the Lord and he answered me and delivered me from all my fears. Those who look to him are radiant. Their faces will never be ashamed. This poor man cried and the Lord heard him and delivered him from all his, or saved him from all his troubles. The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him and delivers them. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man who takes refuge in him. Oh, fear the Lord, all ye saints, for those who fear him will have no lack. Psalm 34, 3 through 9. All right, that is going to be your, and remember to pull up or click on the link for the Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir Psalm 34 rendition. All right. So you can, again, find a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus on your favorite podcast platform. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, you got it. Wherever it is you're hanging out, it's probably there. So let's just say let's have a blessing, and then we're going to go out. So if you know this, go ahead and sing it with me. Let's do it together. We can bless each other today. Then we'll say a prayer, and we'll move on to our week. So here we go. You ready? The Lord bless you and keep you, make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift his face toward you and give you peace. Oh, Heavenly Father, how thankful I am for those who have come and hung out with me here today. I pray, or whether they're watching it online now with me or they're watching it later on, Father, I just pray that you would bless them throughout this next week, that you would give them a peace and a comfort from memorizing your scriptures, Father, that these words we hide in our heart would come to us at the most appropriate moments, Father, that the Holy Spirit just bring them to mind for ourselves, for those around us, Father, that they would just help us to be a better person in Christ. And I just pray again as we head out that you would bless me and them this week. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Well, it has been a delight to hang out with you. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, and look forward to seeing you on a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus.com. Goodbye. God bless. Love you.